In this episode of Designy Bits, we'll be starting the first part of a short series of episodes exploring rewarding good behavior in video games. Before we get started with this lesson, I first want to define what I call good behavior in game design. Good behavior is when the player does things that the game developers wanted the player to do. Bad behavior is when the player does things the game developers did not want the player to do. It's pretty much that simple. First up, it's The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is an incredible game, and if you haven't played it yet, you really should. So if you haven't though, this is your mini spoiler warning. So let's talk about how the developers at Nintendo reward good behavior in this wonderful game. Looking at the game in a nutshell, it's an expansive open world experience filled with adventure, puzzles, enemies, and choices. In this game, there's no set sequence of must-complete events the player has to do in a specific order. You're free to roam, explore, and fight as you please. So knowing this, good behavior in Breath of the Wild would be exploring, fighting, or solving puzzles, more or less. Now here's the important lesson in game design when it comes to player motivation and behavior. You see, it's always bad to force the player into or through experiences because doing so leaves your game feeling less interactive and more contrived. Without the ability to define their adventure within the experience you created, you're losing out on what really makes video games such an immersive media. You want the player to decide on their own when they do something, what they did, and how they did it. Now as developers though, you don't want the player's intrinsic goals to completely overshadow the gameplay your story or experiences require, and that's especially true in Breath of the Wild. So although Breath of the Wild gives me an incredible amount of agency, they also give me an incredible amount of content that I actually need to experience to progress through the story. So to keep the players on track, Nintendo used a few clever mechanics to influence the player's good behavior. Let's quickly take a look at some of the ways they reward good behavior in this game. In Breath of the Wild, your weapons have durability and will completely break when the durability reaches 0. You don't get to repair these weapons, and they're gone once broken. You could say that this is a punishment for fighting, but that's actually not true. It's quite the opposite. You see, you could just explore the world and find weapons if you wanted to and fill your arsenal, but those weapons wouldn't be anywhere close to as powerful as some of the weapons you can take from your fallen enemies. Breaking your weapons will almost certainly make you want to fight more so you can keep Link equipped with the best weapons. This reinforces a need to explore and to fight. The weapons you win after fighting an enemy are the reward for your good behavior. So since weapons can break, players will likely always want to have a few weapons at all time, no matter what, so you kind of get where this is going, so let's move on. In this next example, I'm about to try and ride this horse. Now you're supposed to sneak up on the horse and mount it from behind in a single surprising moment for the steed, but impatient players like myself may try and sprint and hop on. To your surprise, you'll catch 2 hooves to the face and suffer damage trying it this way. Now if you invest the time in finding the right horse, align yourself properly and sneak up as designed, you can win a free horse. Now instead of having to run everywhere, you can ride like the wind. You see, it seems simple, right? Walk up to the button, press A, and sprinting up and hopping on is a shortcut which would not give you the opportunity to fine-tune your understanding of how to stealth around in this game. The fact that the amount of noise you make can startle the horse means that you'll need to find just the right speed to move where your noise is at a minimum. This is why horse mounting is designed this way. It's not just about getting a horse, but it's teaching you other gameplay mechanics and letting you practice them. Your reward for your good behavior is the ability to explore the map faster via la horse. So thanks for watching this segment of Designy Bits. I really had a lot of fun putting this together, and I really hope you look forward to way more of this kind of content. I'm going to keep breaking down my favorite game design mechanics from my favorite games and sharing those design lessons with you, my subscribers. Oh, you're not a subscriber yet? Well, please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the Designy Bits coming your way. Thanks again for watching Larry Games. Obviously, I'm Larry, and I'm out.